The following podcast may contain explicit language and offensive material, or, just bad jokes. I don't know. They could be funny. You can listen, heck.
Welcome to the BSdR Resistance bonus episode number 16 with Lyssa Graham and Dale Leopold, including outtakes from our most recent episode, There's No Place Like Home. We now join this episode, already in progress. Good morning or afternoon. Or whatever.
Afternoon. Yeah. It just turned into afternoon.
I like the moody lighting here you've got here. It's kind of...
I don't know what this is.
It's sort of it's kind of gauzy, or else you're getting like a halo. You're getting a little... Yeah, I know.
Yes. It's my sweet nature shining through. Hardly likely.
It's the fuckility fairy.
Is that what it is? Yes. Fuck it all.
Oh my.
It ain't easy being me, Dale. It just isn't.
Yeah. When did you discover? What age did you discover the difficulty of being Lyssa?
Well, let's see. It was early, probably very early. Yeah, it's. I've been crazy my whole life. I don't know any other thing. So.
It sounds like a Judy Blume novel. I think. I don't know.
More like a Stephen King. I'm
More
afraid.
like Stephen King. Okay.
Yeah, I saw someone on Twitter just the other day proclaiming his undying irrational fear of garbage disposals, and I share that.
Oh,
because
Firestarter.
Stephen King.
I remember that scene.
Was that in the movie or just the book?
It was definitely in the book. I don't remember if it was in the movie.
Definitely in the book, I know. I don't remember the movie either, but that scared the fuck out of me. And I have yet to recover.
Yeah, no, that was a fun book. Although
they make garbage disposals that have lids so that people like me could actually use them. But as it is, I stand way back.
Do you have to have
in case it reaches out?
A crucifix with you when you wash the dishes?
Well, I can't because it burns my skin.
Oh, okay.
But otherwise.
Okay. So anyway, we're doing a bonus episode.
Yeah.
Are you recording?
Right now?
Yes.
I am.
Good.
I am.
Me too.
I'm just always recording.
Don't want to lose this.
Me and the hidden cameras.
Comedy gold. Oh, that's true. Well, then, if you lose it, you can always check with the NSA, and they'll,
True that. A little damp. I had a tea incident.
Uh-oh.
Well, see, it's actually, this is how my life has been today. I don't know about you, but I'm just going to babble because it's like... If I look out my window, the live oak trees, which are just beautiful, and we're so glad that those 100-plus-year-old trees are in our front yard. But they're yellow with pollen.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my. Yeah, we haven't hit that yet.
Yeah, when I got up and took my old lady pill box of vitamins and medications and things like that, one pill was missing. That would be the allergy meds.
Ouch.
So consequently, because of the yellow trees and no tiny yellow pill, which I have to get from the pharmacist later on today, I took a big slurp of my tea and began coughing, and rather than shoot it out my nose, because that's unpleasant, instead opted to just open my mouth and let it fall out everywhere.
Okay.
So, today is wet T-shirt day for BSdR Resistance.
Well, if I wanted a wet T-shirt...
Long way to get there, but that's where we are.
Yeah. If I wanted a wet T-shirt, I'd just step outside because we're having kind of biblical rain here. I think it's a storm that's moving up into the northeast here today. So
I wish it would go.
Yeah.
We've been in a fog bank for a month here on the island. It's just been dreary and yucky. And I'm putting like 10,000 lumen bulbs in my office and studio, just sitting in front of them, pining for sunshine.
Yeah.
It's day 3 of sunshine, and now I want rain to knock the pollen down.
Yeah, right. So you wouldn't do well up in Portland and with Karen with the amount of rainfall up there.
Nope. This is actually the perfect weather. I can't believe we're talking about weather like old people, but this is the perfect weather.
I remember when it rained once.
I know. It used to not rain every day, and the sky didn't catch fire.
That's right. And the rivers were solid, were liquid instead of
Solid.
flaming oil. Thanks to
now
Mr.
there's
Trump.
an old Indian guy crying one lonely
Scott
tear
Pruitt.
right by the river.
Mr. Zinke.
You know that guy was Italian. I've told you that before. He's not an Indian actor. He was Italian.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was Italian. Yeah, I did. That I did know. And, there is that steel sieve of a mind that I have where it's like important stuff flows right through, and then little bits of trivia stick like glue.
Yes, yes. You are a master at a weird Trivial Pursuit game.
Yes.
Same.
I mean,
I know.
I'm taking the Jeopardy exam next week or second week
Are
of
you
April.
really?
Of course, I take it every time, just with the hope that I could get
I
on
didn't
there.
even know you could do that. How do you do that?
Oh,
How do you
yeah,
do that? How do you do
yeah.
that?
Just look at Google Jeopardy test
Google.
online.
Use Google.
And it's like a 50 question thing they give you. It's like I think it's some are a multiple. I take that back. You pretty much know you have to type in an answer, and they give you credit or partial credit if it's like sort of right or misspelled or whatever. Not that
Do I have to type in what is?
No, it does not
First?
have to be in the
No,
form of a
that's good.
question. They let you. They give you an extra
That's good.
10 seconds there of typing because it's like 30 seconds per question. I mean, you can answer it and move on, but the clock will run out on you if otherwise.
I think I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. We'll do it together.
Yeah, you have to. I forget what the I forget what they don't tell you the actual result. They tell you if you met the minimum or not to move on to the next thing, which is basically you wait around and then possibly get called in for an audition in a certain city. And you have to, when you do the test, it'll say what city would you go to if you make it to that round. There's a handful of cities.
Easy. LA.
Where they do it.
Anywhere, really. That's not Houston.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's pretty cool. Hey, and I've been watching Jeopardy since Art Fleming was the host when I was a little kid. And the prizes were like $10, $20.
Dale is an old.
I'm really old.
He's just confessed.
Just old. And in fact, I remember, the funny thing is, with all this funny music stuff that we do with Dr. Demento and whatnot, that Jeopardy would not be around today if it weren't for Weird Al Yankovic, because he did the parody of the old Greg Kihn band, say that 10 times real fast, Our Loves in Jeopardy. He did, I Lost at Jeopardy. And he did the video that had Art Fleming, the original host, in it, playing himself, obviously. And that was such a it was an underground, it was a Demento type hit. I don't know if it made the charts or not, but it was popular enough that saved the show from being canceled. And
Nice.
And then with Alex Trebek, and it just took off from there. So yeah.
So basically, fuck Kevin Bacon. It's really 6 degrees of Weird Al Yankovic.
It is indeed.
All right, then.
Yes, we're going to see him this
Cool.
summer in Richmond, and with the Richmond Symphony. He's doing like a symphony tour, as one does when you're Weird Al.
When you made your whole career on parody music. Symphony is what I leapt to immediately.
Yeah, the BS Symphony tour. We'll have that announcement coming soon. Just stay tuned.
I want to play the triangle or timpani.
Chris will
Or
play
the
everything
triangle
else.
and
We won't
timpani.
need an orchestra, actually. We won't need
That's
the
true.
symphony.
Chris is a musical genius.
He will. He's amazing. And Chris is currently obsessing over the cover art for a 45 RPM vinyl BS de Resistance single. And we were just chatting today about is it going to be a double A-side single or an A and a B-side? And I think we can officially announce that the A-side
We're
is
doing a vinyl.
a vinyl 45.
pressing
Yes,
of something. I don't know. All I know is that I got an email that was hopeful about, can we do this? This would be fun. And I thought, write a check. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, so the two songs.
That's kind of what I
should
do
we,
with Chris.
Should we
He
save
goes,
the
"Write
announcement
a
of the actual songs until later, just to
I
build the
don't know.
suspense?
We'll change our mind. If you announce them now, there'll be a fatal flaw.
You might be interested because you're on the A side.
I know. I'm on the B side, too.
Oh, you're on the B side too. Wow.
Frankly.
How did that happen?
I know.
Quality control is just going to shit.
Like, fuck, man. You let anybody play.
Yeah. So side A is the Perpizzle of Izzle, the rapping debut of
Yo.
young Jake, or as played by Karen O'Brien, with Lyssa being played by Lyssa. And then you also play yourself on the B side, I'm Ready for Boring, which came from our most recent episode. No, there's no place.
I'm excited.
No place like Ohm. Takes place at a new age
I hope that when
spa.
I write a check for this, I get at least one.
Yeah. Why not? Yeah, we'll probably do that.
I don't want 30.
Well, we have to send them out to all the DJs so that they can they can take them out of the package and say, "What the hell is this? Is this a coaster? What is this?"
Acetate thing.
It's a
my husband has one of those little spacers.
Is this an 8-track?
For your 45s?
Yes.
You know those things?
Yeah.
He has one stuck on the post in our downstairs living area. There's just he found it I don't know where it came from, but he has it stuck up there as kind of a test. So if someone sees it when they come into the house and goes, "Oh my God, that's a 45," he knows he has a friend.
Yeah, that's true. It's just like knowing the relationship between cassette tapes and pencils. Why are they related? Because you get to rotate the pencil around if you're trying to, pick up the slack, etc.
Yes. Did you sit in front of your cool hi-fi stereo system?
Pioneer.
On Countdown Day with Casey and try and hit record as just not to get his talking, just the song.
And
Remember
keep
those
looking
days?
at the stars. Well, keep your feet on the ground and keep looking at the stars. I missed that fucking cue, buddy. Hey. Sorry. Why'd you... I'm sorry. Lovely.
He's in my house a lot with the Scooby-Doo thing.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, I think...
bit of a fetish for Scooby-Doo.
I think Bob Bergen has a story about calling him up when he was getting started in the business and saying, how do you do this? And he basically told him about demos and things like that, which was very nice.
Nice. I used to be on that path of don't take those calls. Those people are wasting your time. But now I've discovered that it is a way to find an intern.
Yes, indeed.
So now I have one.
On which to experiment.
I had an intern and 2 screens on my desk and 1 in the booth. I am fancy.
She's cooking with, well, not gas, but something renewable. Anyway, sunshine.
Yeah, probably.
Cooking with sunshine.
Hey, I'm in the fracking state, so.
Yeah, Texas. Texas. Or the old business. Absolutely.
Do we have outtakes?
Oh,
Did we do that part?
Let's pretend like we're about to do that now because I'm still editing the outtakes. Hey, let's listen to those outtakes from that fabulous episode 16. There's no place like home.
And funny stuff.
And now, the part that makes every bonus episode worth listening to, the outtakes.
I'm ready. I'm rolling and ready.
Let's go back to your childhood.
What are you eating? Are you eating that red candy again?
I'm going to go to every Trader Joe's in the area and just buy up whatever's left. I got to hoard this shit.
Our intrepid resistance heroes made a futile attempt. Futile,
like with serfs and... No.
Moving back to Washington, D.C., the seat of power in the world with the most powerful man. And I do mean powerful.
Tiny like mushroom.
That's what Stormy says.
He's the biggest power. Trust him.
Huge power.
Bigger than Bernie Sanders's.
Are you the host organism master?
Sorry. How did this dildo get in here?
Autographed Bibles.
Oh, piggy rimming sounding.
It's actors talking, and my line. And actors talking, and my line.
Hey, you must have seen my script.
There are no small parts.
I heart you, Karen. I heart you.
Yeah, let's swap podcasts. That'd be great.
Now, I haven't read this before. Sorry, it's all cold.
Tell you about mine. You tell me about yours. We'll have some coffee.
Let me disturb you with tea.
Is it Wegelin and Company? Wegelin? Okay.
And he believed you. Hey, how about suspension of disbelief, asshole?
Oh my God. And it's like, yeah, it's near the top of the hour. Jesus, 1741. No, I get upset with her too.
Verisimilitude is a big part of us. We keep it real.
Do some sort of, Bon Jovi kind of thing. I don't know.
Sweet home Alabama. Little Ornette Coleman. Memory, all alone in the moonlight. Demis Roussos, I remember him. Never, oh, never, forever. Yeah.
Why are there so many
borschts about rainbows?
And Eartha Kitty.
Yes, I had a spirit animal too. And I thought it was a dog, but it was a wolf. And it ate one of my fingers.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Don't tell me you're bringing me back again for this bullshit.
Oh, that isn't even proper tune. Ugh, my earballs.
Hey, non sequitur. Did you guys know that there is something called liquid ass?
That's a byproduct of liposuction.
You know,
Liquid
that is
ass.
absolutely a non sequitur. I mean, that is
I don't even know how to respond to that.
no question about that.
Take a whiff.
Okay. We do now.
Liquid ass.
We can never unknow that.
Oh, the smell of liquid ass first thing in the morning with my coffee.
Liquid ass. Yo, what's up with y'all, man? I brought that liquid. Girl, she got that
He
liquid ass.
never asks for a second helping of liquid ass at home.
But would we all do a liquid ass commercial if we booked it? I mean,
Oh, fuck
hell
yeah.
We're doing a liquid
Oh,
ass
yeah.
commercial.
I would do a singing liquid ass commercial. That's what I would do.
Hell yeah, we would.
yeah. I mean,
Hell
it's like in a heartbeat.
Never waste a hard on, never trust a fart.
Never trust
Okay.
a hard on. Never trust a hard on.
Sorry, that's for old cowboys and cowgirls like me.
Ford F-950. When you need a truck to haul your truck in order to get your other truck, the Ford 950.
Can haul anything you want to haul, including ass. Liquid ass, even. It hauls liquid ass.
When I'm driving over the road for 6.5 days, man, my ass gets so fucking solid you can't believe it. That's why I use liquid ass.
Don't use catheters if you're allergic to catheters. Don't insert catheters up your nose. Ask your doctor where to insert a catheter. Your doctor will gladly tell you where to insert a catheter.
Do not insert catheters in your
Do not
ear.
apply Tabasco sauce to a catheter.
We're going a long way for this joke.
Jesus Christ. I told the kid I was a professional.
Yes, we have New Age Walla and Russian Walla.
I demand a bowl. I am pegging.
I want nothing to do with your pegging.
Oh, that is worse.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
The puppy
The
eyebrows.
bow
of
ties.
doom.
He is such a nasty person.
But I am also. I've got another line. I'm sitting here thinking. All right.
Write that line in somewhere.
Smiles, everyone, smiles.
Did you say to shut the fuckski? Because I like that.
Oh, I blame you, Yevgeny, you stupid dumbski.
Hey, it's a fucking Insta-rest curse. Hey, you never heard of that? Pop uncle.
That scene blowed up good. Blowed up real good.
It just makes me so happy.
Oh, this is lovely. Thank you.
3, 2,
Yay.
1. Yeah. Funny stuff, yeah.
What amazing. God.
They get
that
weirder every
Karen.
time. But
Can you tell we're
We haven't
faking
heard
because
it
we
yet.
haven't heard it yet?
but through the magic
But we're
of
actors.
editing. Yes,
so.
and acting.
That Karen, I cannot believe
know.
she said that. And Nancy? Oh,
I'm
my
committing to my
word.
reaction to Nancy as if I had heard it. Wow, Nancy. I mean, wow. I made a choice there. It's an acting thing. Okay.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
That's a good acting
Cool.
choice. I like it.
So we're doing a vinyl thing, and
Very cool.
let's see what else is happening. We're watching the Transformers Assemble here, otherwise known as the Democratic presidential field. Or is it
I was like, huh?
Transformers, or is it more, well, some will be Transformers because they'll be like, oh no, I did not have that position 25 years ago. Nope, not me. And others will be, the Power Rangers or whatever.
Honestly, at this point, just throw them all in a bag and shake it,
Yeah.
and I will pick one and be happy.
Say yes, that one.
Truly.
Whatever.
Except Tulsi Gabbard. I won't be happy about that.
Yeah.
So don't throw her in the bag.
No, not
And
her.
maybe Klobuchar, you want to keep her out of the bag.
Yeah, Tulsi, I'm not a fan of, but
No.
so far early on, I'm pretty impressed with Mayor Pete from South Bend, Indiana. We'll see. I mean, I will
know.
support whoever other than Tulsi, but yeah, he's. I mean,
I know.
these kids today, they're pretty damn smart. I got to tell you.
I just love him, and I am surprised by that. But hey,
Whoever.
whoever.
Yes.
Really,
just don't.
Literally anyone.
Don't screw
but
it up.
Trump.
You're running against Trump. You're sentient. You can complete sentences and thoughts. Please.
More or less. And really, we don't care if you take away all of our material.
Yeah, right. We will gladly.
We'll come up with something else.
We'll jump on that
probably
grenade.
6 songs on Buttigieg's name right
that's
there.
Right. Yeah, there you go. You know that? I mean, this is really not fair. You know, he's also like a concert pianist level pianist.
Mm-hmm. And a Rhodes Scholar.
And all that stuff. I mean, it's like, fuck. It's just not fair.
I know, in his 30s too.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
Yeah. Start speaking
You know
Norwegian.
what I was doing
anyway.
in my 30s? Do ya?
He reads.
I don't.
He reads
it's
a book. Reads a book by a Norwegian author in English, and then loves it so much he says, "Oh, but that's the only one translated into English." So he learns Norwegian so he can read the other books.
You know, like you do.
Like you do. Yeah.
I personally speak Cantonese because, no.
No. Yeah. Right. Just as our current chief executive does, I'm sure. He's hiding all this stuff from us because he doesn't want to brag. You know him; he's so humble.
No, he's so humble, self-effacing.
Self-effacing.
Nobody has humility like me.
Has put me in a weird place.
I am number one in humility.
What's
number one?
Number one.
Weird.
Nobody voted for him. Mueller.
What?
No
the
collusion.
Fuck was that yesterday?
It's called.
I mean,
it's called flop sweat. I hope.
Yeah.
I hope he's seeing some really bad stuff, and the bar is telling him, "Mr. President, sir, you may want to take up Mr. Putin on his offer there. A nice dacha on the Black Sea." Yeah. I don't know. I hope, but who knows?
Wouldn't that be nice?
It would be. It would be. But
the president has defected to Russia. Oh, poor us. Whatever shall we do?
That's right. And there
Will
goes.
he take pence? He needs to take pence.
Yeah, and we might not
Mr. Vice
ever get
President,
the Trump Presidential
Library. You cannot
Library.
pray away the gay. You cannot pray away the gay. It is horrible to try. So stop it.
Indeed. Although I think that's. I was talking to Chris about this with our. Sometime this season, all singing episode, there will be a song, I believe, from the Pences about the joys of monogamous heterosexuality.
Can it be a glorious gospel stomp?
It can be whatever
with
we
amens
want it
and
to
hallelujahs?
be. Yeah.
I like amens and hallelujahs.
I think the Spirit of the Lord will enter.
It might move me.
Yeah, or electric shocks, whichever.
You know what's weird is that as a proud and open atheist,
Yes.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Stuff it, people. When I have to sing songs to the child to sleep him down or whatever, especially when he was much smaller, the only fucking songs I know by heart are hymns.
Oh, really? God,
really?
You got that drilled into you, yeah?
My mother.
My goodness.
So I sing to him Amazing Grace, sometimes the Old Rugged Cross. I know those. That's all and it's bizarre.
I would pay for video of you singing that Old Rugged Cross.
The lightning makes it hard to watch.
Yeah.
And the smell of sulfur, you can just see that on the screen because it's kind of black and hazy.
Yeah. Well, fatherhood for me didn't happen until I was 40. And so, we were somewhat similar there, right? But
I was older.
What's that?
I was older.
A little older. Okay.
And was also the sacred vessel, whereas I grew a human.
Yeah, that's right.
I want more respect for that.
It's a damn hard thing to do.
Really should be given more respect.
Then
I fed it with my body.
That's right.
I mean, you people should. I don't know why women aren't in charge of everything.
That's right.
Because everyone should be worshiping us just for having that ability.
You make food.
To make a human
That's right.
and then feed it. Keep it alive.
It's not quite the same thing
What
as
do
that.
you do? Grunt, grunt. Done. We make the human.
What was that cartoon? The oatmeal? No, one of those where the dog throws up and then eats it and says, "I made food. I'm magic."
Yeah.
But women do it for real. Right? Yeah.
Yes, we do. And I really do think that people should. You need to just step back, people, and think about that for a second. Can you do that?
But But back to my story. Father
I'm
at 40.
sorry.
Yes, I'd forgotten. I mean, I did know some. I mean, Frere Jacques and Row Boat and things like that. But those grow old very quickly, very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And so then it was like Beatles songs. Okay, so it'd be like Yellow Submarine and Good Night and Maxwell Silverhammer or something. I don't know. Just
Yeah.
good serial killer songs.
We put an old iPod in his room when he was younger and played, he heard a lot of Beatles. Jack Johnson, I don't know, it made him sleepy.
Yeah, you're right.
I like Jack Johnson. I didn't anticipate that, but whatever. He's quite musical. Now all he does is sing Thunder from Imagine Dragons. It's vile.
Oh, God.
He just likes to go, Thunder! He doesn't know any of the words except Thunder!
So you got, well, just give him some more Devo, some more Kiss,
I would not, I made him
Cheap
funk
trick.
dance
He
all the
would
way
lo-
home. I did make him, but I also, the other day, home from school, he was being snotty, and I refused to turn down the Prince and made him dance in his car seat all the way home. I don't even remember what I threatened to get that to happen, but I could see in the mirror this little dude back there going, damn it. Just sort of bopping.
Grudgingly bopping to Prince. Yeah. Do you remember the song?
Oh, it was off the...
Okay.
There's a story.
All right.
Because there's always a story. It's off the... it's from the 3121 tour in London.
Okay.
Our library here, the Rosenberg Library of Galveston, Texas, once a year does a used book sale. And we go every year and we buy a gazillion books because they're like $3 and we're book people.
Yeah.
So we found a Prince book, giant picture-y book about that 3121 tour with a CD in it.
Ooh.
And we snatched that bad boy up. So this is a London show from that, and it is the funkiest thing I have ever heard in my life.
Ooh.
If you must have it and can't find it, because you can't unless you have the book,
Right.
you tweet at me, and I'll zip you the file and send it to you.
I will.
Because it's really
I
good.
may do that.
You know what you'd really like about it, Dale, and what I like about it?
Yes.
So much. I've always admired Prince, his ability, for lots of reasons.
Yeah,
but
sure.
The fact that he directs and runs the show he has so much control over the experience, and you can see him doing it and hear him doing it on this show.
Huh.
You can, just like James Brown's old, "Ooh, gotcha." That wasn't
Yeah.
improv. That was gotcha. Caught the bass player off by a note.
Yeah, he would do.
You know?
He would. James Brown used to flash his hand, sort of like almost like a little jazz hand thing. Every time he did that, it meant $5 fine, $5 fine, $5 fine for missing a cue, for doing whatever for the band.
Yeah,
They're like,
he controlled his show, and Prince does the same thing, but it blends into the show so beautifully you don't even know, and it's really it's astonishing to listen to in that depth.
Right.
And also, it's the funkiest thing I've ever freaking heard
Good
in
stuff.
my life.
I told you, I went to Paisley Park, right? I told you that a couple years ago. Yeah, when I was visiting my son out in college. The same one I was singing to. I don't know if I sang any Prince songs to him back then, but I went to see Paisley Park when it was just starting to be opened up to the public. That was a really interesting experience. The only unsettling part of it was they had one of the first stops on the tour was this little scale model of Paisley Park that was there, sort of in this atrium, and we were looking at it. It's like, oh yeah, okay, there's little pyramids on the roof and all. It's kind of this industrial type building because there's a whole like sound stage and studio and everything else inside, but it's got these artistic touches that are very, very Prince. So, you look in and you see a little something purple in the little window and stuff like that. And then finally they say, oh yes, and this is where his remains are. So if you want to pay your respects here. And I was
Throw
not
yourself on it and roll.
I was not expecting
That's
that.
my
And I
option.
was like, oh, it's that urn right in that's where he is. Okay.
Dale, Prince is everywhere.
He is in our hearts. Yes. But there was some great stuff. The recording studio was freaking amazing. He's got one room that's all like granite walls for good reverb. There's one wood paneling that is like the most exquisite wood you would ever want. And they played some unreleased stuff that he was working on a jazz album when he passed away. Things like that. So it was a pretty cool. He had this wall of influences. On one side was all the artists who influenced him, and the other side was like people who he had influenced. So it was like, you had Stevie Wonder and Santana and the Beatles and Jimi Hendrix and James Brown and Joni Mitchell and who else? Bunches.
Yeah. That's a game, kind of like a game we used to play.
Yeah.
Back in the days when we didn't have cable television and not much else to do, we played a lot of backgammon, and then we would get bored or get high and talk. And so, but we used to plan our perfect backyard barbecue band. Anybody living and dead that you wanted, or dead that you wanted to put in there, you could have. Yeah. So Prince and Jimmy were always on the list.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Along with Willie Nelson, because I think that would be an interesting jam.
It would. It would indeed. It would indeed. And I never did. You got to see Prince live, right? I do recall that story, but I never did.
I did. I saw the musicology tour.
Yeah. It's a shame. I missed him. But
that was Jay's first concert, my husband's. He saw Purple Rain.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah. He's been a fan ever since. Anywho, let's see. What else is going on? And then we'll try not to annoy everybody with our inane chatter.
Inane chatter is what that's our brand.
It really is. I hate having it. No, this pollen. What the fuck? All the live oaks they put out those little, I don't know, I call them tree penises, the little bunchy things that suddenly appear. So now, the live oaks are all dicks out all over the front yard.
Yes, forever known as tree penises from now on. I don't think I can unhear that.
Technically what they are, I guess. I mean.
It's somewhere in its reproductive cycle, yes. So, yeah, I'm not that, spring to me is like, okay, next week baseball season starts, yay. Or actually, next week. Anyway, I know, exciting stuff for me.
How can you say exciting in baseball? I've been to a game. I've tried to watch it. It's the slowest thing ever. And then they hit the ball, and I can't see it. I don't even know it's been hit until it's just, I don't get it. And the beer isn't very good. So,
it's one of those things where you can always say, even if it's a dull game, you can say, at least it's not cricket.
That's a terrible baseline, Dale.
But it's I don't know. It's an American thing. It's something I loved as a kid, and then I stopped when I was maybe 12 or something like that because my old team, the Washington Senators, moved to Texas. Actually, now the Texas Rangers. And then I was like, well, screw baseball. I mean, they. What was I going to do? Become a Baltimore Orioles fan? No, that was not happening. Not happening. So, just turn my back on baseball. And then when they got a team, and then when they got real good, then I was like, oh yeah, okay, baseball, yeah, cool.
I don't know. Sports ball is really not my thing. Period. In general. I like to watch gymnastics. That's kind of fun. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. Okay. You're allowed.
I try, but
you just have to support huge tax breaks for the the sports ball team owners because the poor dears have to struggle so to make ends meet.
I also support the schools in Texas where they have a failing education and a gigantic stadium worth $30 million.
That's right.
Because football.
I think of that Friday Night Lights episode, where the coach's wife is like, "We're going to have, this program and this program and that program," and then the team backers are like, "Oh no, we're going to have a big scoreboard. It's going to be great for the same amount of money." And everyone was like, "Yep, scoreboard, 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 scoreboard." I think we all have our own special little things that we hate about triple thin skin. I mean, everything, all of the above, it counts certainly. But to me, the one that really sticks in my craw is the whole anti-immigrant stuff. It's really, really insulting and awful and un-American.
And dangerous.
Yeah.
This constant othering is what makes it possible for people to treat human beings at worship like NPCs in a role-playing game and just blow them away.
Yeah, all you have to do is take a few days worth of Uber rides in the DC area anyway, and you will meet the most amazing people driving Uber, and they have these stories. I always ask what their story is, where they come from. Oh, I grew up in El Salvador, and my dad had a athletic shoe store, and then one day the gang showed up and it was like, you got to pay us or whatever, or we know where your kids go to school. Here's a picture of your son entering the school. Pay up or else, and they had to move and shut down the business and start somewhere else, and then the gangs found him again, and then finally he's going to the U.S. so he can raise enough money to get his family to come up here. I mean. And he's going wants to go to medical school. He wants to do this. I mean, these are people who improve our country, and we are lucky to have him, and we're lucky to be thought of as the destination, of choice. I don't know. Don't get me started.
That is among the things I hate most about Mr. Trump, too.
Yeah. All right.
Then it's his ties.
The ties.
No, it's not fooling anybody, fat boy. Ain't fooling anybody.
No.
The long tie does not make you look skinny. Neither does the giant talking head's overcoat.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, David Byrne wants his overcoat back. So, welcome springtime. Welcome daylight savings time. Welcome the intern.
Hey, intern. He texted in not feeling well, too. To which I responded, good, stay the fuck away. Do not bring a germ into this house.
You've already got a little walking petri dish.
I'm sorry that you got one from Jake. It's got to be the kid's germ. So,
but that's...
So, we may not have an intern next week because he'll have cholera or diphtheria.
In the intensive care unit. He could probably still write emails there, so, come on. It shouldn't be an excuse.
Yeah. Jake will sneeze twice and the rest of us come down with the plague. I understand.
Oh, my. Well, so looking ahead in 10 days, we'll have our next episode, which we haven't written yet. I know the Pences will definitely get a nice scene, and we'll introduce a new character.
Yes.
All build up to our musical episode.
Right.
Yeah.
So we've got that. We should work on that.
What? But not until the day before.
What?
2 days before. All right. This time we're going to go 3 days before.
I have to be super professional. I have an intern.
Maybe he can write the script.
Ooh. Maybe.
This outsourcing thing, what the hell?
Yeah, once you go intern, you will never go back.
Turn back, intern. I'll make it palindrome. All right.
I told him he's not allowed to leave me unless he replaces himself. So, my hope is that this just continues until my intern turns into my hospice nurse at the end of my life, when I'm still dragging my ass to the booth to croak into a microphone.
He'll bring the booth to you in your sick bed.
It might be by then, sure. We'll just lay it flat, lay me on my back, put the microphone over my head.
Yeah, turn on the mic, change the bedpan, and yeah.
Yeah, perfect. I like it.
All righty. We will see you in the near future. All right.
Yeah, around. Maybe at the grocery store.
You never know.
You don't know. Could happen.
Bye.